everyone. Today I am going to share my review of an inspiring TEDx talk called How to Gain Control of Your Free Time by Laura Vanderkam. In this talk, Laura explains that managing time is not really about finding extra hours. It is about deciding what is important and making time for those things. Her main message that we all have the same 168 hours in a week and we can choose how we use them. Laura explains that people often say, I don't have time, but she encourages us to look at the statement differently. When something is truly important to us, we usually find a way to make time for it. She gives an example of a woman who had a very busy life with work and children, but she still made time for activities that were important to her. This shows that instead of saying I don't have time, we can sometimes say it's not a priority right now. Another important point Laura makes is that we should decide our first and put them into our schedule. We should think about that the things that matter most to us, such as our career, relationships, health, hobbies, learning, and personal growth. If some, something is important, we should not simply wait for free time to appear. We should actually schedule it. Laura also asks us to think about the 168 hours we have every week. Work, for example, if we are work 40 hours and sleep about 56 hours, we still have around 72 hours for everything else. Of course, everyone has different responsibilities, but this calculation helps us realize that our entire week is not automatically taken up by work and sleep. We have some time that we can choose how to use. She also talks about unaccepted situations and how we can make time for what matters, as even when life becomes difficult. One example she gives is about someone dealing with a major problem who still found time for an important activity. This shows that we often have more flexibility than we think. When something becomes a real priority, we can adjust our schedules around it. I also learned that time management is really priority management, and we cannot create more hours, but we can decide where our hours go. Sometimes we spend a lot of time scrolling on our phone, watching videos or doing things that are not very important. If we become more aware of these habits, if we can use that time for something more meaningful. For example, if I want to improve my English exercise, read a book, learn a new skill, or spend more time with my family, I should not keep saying I will do it when I have time. Instead, I can look at my weekly schedule and decide where these activities can fit. Even a small amount of regular time can make a difference as when we are consistent. What I personally like most about Laura Vanderkam's talk is that it gives us a feeling of control. We cannot control every event and in our lives, and accept it thinking things will always happen, but we can control many of our choices. We can decide it what deserves our attention and what we are willing to say no to. To conclude, my review this direct talk taught me that having control over our free time does not mean filling every minute of our day. It means making time for the people, goals, activities, and experiences that truly matter to us. We all have 160 or in a week, and the important question is not where will I find more time, but rather what is important to me and how can I make time for it. I think in this simple change is thinking can help us become more organized, more attention, and happier with the way we spend our time. Thank you for watching my review.